Senator Eaton, followed by Senator Carignan. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On my colleague Senator Boisvenue's question, one I asked yesterday, if it's not illegal, and I know you've said that the provinces can change it, for a 17-year-old, 15-year-old, 18-year-old to have up to 5 grams of cannabis, where are they buying it?
I don't think anybody would deny that
So
youth are currently accessing cannabis through an illicit marketplace. We have one of the highest usage of youth use of cannabis in the world, and so I don't think anyone would deny the fact that youth are accessing through the black market. What Bill C-45 attempts to do is to lay the groundwork to try and...
Mr. Bookson, and I don't mean to be rude, but I heard Mr. Costins yesterday, and he said, you know, we don't want to lay the heavy hammer of the law on them. But I would have thought, Superintendent Daly, that and any policeman would use, according to the law, would use their sense of discretion. If they walked into a high school and they found a kid with 4 tokes in his pocket, they simply throw the tokes in the garbage and give the kid a warning and goodbye. But aren't we encouraging, and I won't continue this line of questioning, but I was just interested to hear you say, of course they'll have to buy illegally on the black market unless they're taking it out of their mother's garden, which is a whole other question of parental supervision. Could I ask you one more question? I understand that one plant grown indoors, and I'm an old gardener, can produce 150 grams, while one plant grown outdoors can produce up to 500 grams per plant of dried cannabis. That's up to 1,500 joints for a single outdoor plant, and you're allowed 4 of them. Is this not going to create new challenges for you?
Mr. Chair. The enforcement of the proposed Cannabis Act, does with home cultivation, does provide some amount of challenge. It's something that currently, from a frontline resource avenue, we are currently enforcing. I think what some of the issues will be, as far as quite often our officers receive information with respect to the reason somebody is growing within a house, and quite often it's trafficking related. So our investigations from the frontline perspective tend to look at more the peripheral activity going on, such as the trafficking, and through the use of police techniques such as simple surveillance, information that we gather from either neighbors, that sort of thing, leads us to then affect an investigation with respect to trafficking. So that is currently going on, and that will.
What do you think of provinces that are going to ban homegrown marijuana?
My role.
Would that make it easier for you if I wasn't allowed to have 4 plants on my terrace growing in the sun?
My role as a law enforcement officer is not to, I don't make the law. No. My role is to simply enforce.
I'm just asking, would it be easier?
I do encourage a limit set by laws, because the idea for policing is that policing works very well when we have clear enforcement guidelines that we can then follow. So again, my role is to enforce the law. It's not my role to make comment on yes or no as far as what the federal government, provincial governments decide to do. The RCMP will be ready when the proposed law comes into force, and that's what we're concentrating on.
Thank you. And I guess I should go to